5 magnificent innings of pitching, and also an 8th inning home run by that man, the pitcher Don Robinson, the game-winning RBI, and San Francisco is champion of the National League West. Again, that final score 5-4. And remote facilities for our broadcast today have been brought to you by Northwest Mobile Television. Today's game is directed by Walt Harris, our technical director, Phil Dissett. Now this is Steve Physiok for Gary Park and Ron Fairley saying goodbye from San Diego's Jack Murphy Stadium. Once again, the National League West champion, San Francisco Giants 5 and the San Diego Padres 4.
Let your fans know we haven't forgotten you.
I remember the one you booted in '71, Spire.
Just as they haven't forgotten us.
It's a madhouse at San Diego's Jack Murphy Stadium. After a 16-year wait, it's over tonight. The San Francisco Giants are champions of the West. Several vials of human blood were stolen in San, but the San Francisco Giants are tonight once again drinking at the championship fountain. Roger Craig and his crew said they wanted to win the National League West championship on their own, not with a Cincinnati loss. The Reds won tonight, leaving it up to the Giants. They came through 5-4. Gary Park is standing by in San Diego with an update for us. Gary, what's going on down there?
Well, Dennis, as you can hear in the background, and as I'm sure you just saw a few moments ago, the clubhouse of the San Francisco Giants is chaos. There's a lot of screaming, a lot of yelling, a lot of pouring of champagne and beer, and of course a lot of very happy, smiling faces, especially, I think, the face of Bob Lurie. And it's just lighted up like a Christmas tree tonight. He and Al Rosen and Roger Craig deserve so much of the credit. And of course the hero of tonight's game, Don Robinson, a newcomer to the Giants, no newcomer to division champions, and it is just an ecstatic clubhouse. What else can we say? I don't know if anybody there asked me a question. If anybody did, I obviously can't hear him. As Kelly Downs walking me. Kelly! I had somehow managed to avoid that most of the evening, and it wasn't even Domaine Chandon. It was light beer. Thanks, Mark. Mark Baton, the trainer.
Can you hear me now, Gary?
I owe you one, Kelly. Yeah.
Okay, now that was the big question we wanted to ask you. How did you get through half the night without getting soaked?
Very carefully, like porcupines, you know what. I assured one and all that I was wet. Did you pay off Kelly Downs to do that? Somebody must have. But I'd made it so far, but obviously not any longer. But that's all right. As I said earlier, I've waited 15 years for this. I've been doing the games for 15 years, and there have been a lot of lean years during those 15. A couple times they came close in '78 and again in '82. But this year you felt really was their year from that first day of spring training. And Roger Craig and Al Rosen told them they could win it all. And they haven't won it all yet, but they feel they can. They have taken that first big step. They have won the National League West.
Gary, we've been watching quite a bit of the clubhouse celebration, and we get a feel for what's going on. But for instance, Will Clark and some of the others, is it that wild down there now?
Well, Will Clark certainly is, as you saw him earlier. Will is terribly excited. I loved his one line. He's been waiting a long time for this. This is his second year in the major leagues, his second year in professional baseball.
Watch out, Gary. Watch out, Gary.
See, that'll teach you to talk to about Will that way. But some guys, you know, like Bob Brenly and Chris Spire. Chris, of course, on the last division championship team. And other guys who've been around a long time waiting for this, especially Bob Lurie and Al Rosen. They are certainly the happiest people here tonight. And you called me back on just so that could happen to you, right?
Gary, I'm going to let you go so you don't get blindsided again. Thanks a lot, buddy.
As long as this light is on and the red light and the camera's on, I'm going to get it. So thanks a lot, Dennis.
You're quite welcome, buddy. See you when you get back. Gary Park reporting live from Jack Murphy Stadium down in San Diego with the victorious and delirious Giants, especially Will Clark. Now, even though the Giants clinched the division title in San Diego, the win was not lost on the fans here in the Bay Area. San Francisco streets, we're told, are alive with revelers tonight. We're going to go over there and see. They're celebrating the first Giants division title since 1971. George Watson is standing by in the city with those fans with a live report for us. George, what do you have for us?
I can't hear a word you're saying. I hope you can hear me. But I'll tell you one thing. I've been waiting 16 years to see somebody pour something on Gary Park. It's pandemonium here, as you can see. Earlier tonight, though, it was a little quieter. Let's take a look at that.
Early in the game, people were just glad to be here, out and about on a night when the Giants are trying to clinch their division. But then Leonard hit his homer.
To left field. Back goes Martinez.
It was pandemonium. Again, when Chile hit his.
It is gone.
People want the division, the pennant, the championship, any way they can get it.
Giants fans are so tough, so dedicated that obviously the Cincinnati's won tonight. Is that true? Okay, fine. The Giants fans deserve to win it at home.
Do you care if they clinch at home or clinch on the road?
No, I don't care at all. I'm just thrilled. I'm happy. I couldn't be happier. I was born and raised in San Francisco, and it's been such a long time. Hey, this is the best thing that's ever happened. It's like the Niners winning the Super Bowl.
Dennis, I imagine this scene is going on in bars all across San Francisco. It's pretty loud here, but there were actually tears of joy being shed here. Bob, I've never seen anybody so emotional over a baseball game.
Well, honestly, we see so many...
Giants are the Western Division champions for the first time since 1970.
2 outs. A little looper to left field. Back to the wall is Jeffrey Leonard, and let the celebration begin.
And it was a scene 16 years in the making.
For the Giants division champs, from the stadium in San Diego to every bar and living room in San Francisco tonight, the cheering may never stop. The World Series is now one giant step closer. Good evening, hum baby. Well, they're doing more than a humming tonight. Just moments ago, the Giants clinched their first division championship in 16 years.
The champagne's pouring all over the Bay Area tonight. It is a giant celebration, of course, for the new National League Western Division champions. Joe Fonzie with us tonight to take a look at some of the highlights from the unforgettable game just over. Joe?
David, I guess you'd have to put things in perspective a bit. The last time the Giants won the division, a Republican named Nixon was president, and many Giants of today were still in grade school. Tonight, the Giants wrapped up their first division title since 1971 by beating San Diego 5-4. Pitcher Don Robinson hit this game-winning homer in the 8th inning. He also pitched 5 shutout innings for the win. Jeffrey Leonard and Chili Davis each hit pinch-hit homers for the Giants. We will, of course, have much more on this tonight in the Sportscast, but right now, Rick Kwan is joining us live in San Diego. Rick, I guess you could say that things are very exciting there right now. I see you, Rick. Can you hear me? Perhaps not. Hopefully we'll be able to talk to Rick a little bit later in the newscast. Anyway, as I said, we'll have much more about the Giants.
Paralyzed by the excitement. For Bay Area fans, the football strike was all but forgotten. It was baseball, Giants baseball, making news. At Pat O'Shea's in San Francisco's Richmond district, they packed the crowd into the tables and the champagne on ice, and they waited. Abby Goldman was there for the big moment everyone was hoping for, and she's there now as the party at O'Shea's tries to match the excitement of the Giants celebration in San Diego, and it sounds like they're doing a good job of it, Abby.
Yes, and I can barely hear you, Mac. In fact, this was hum-babying like mad about 3 minutes ago. And as you can tell, it's about 16 years worth of expectation and hope and prayer built up into this crowd right now. And when the explosion happened, when that last out was made against the Padres, if you didn't want to get sprayed with champagne, you had to duck. It was nuts. In fact, thank you very much. How's your heart?
It's beating fast. It's beating fast.
Who's a hero?
Robinson, the pitcher, home run, pitching, everything, the whole team.
Was it magic? It was magic what happened.
It was magic. It was destined. It was destined.
The Giants, you gotta love them. The Giants, they win the division, first time in 16 years. You can't do any better.
Why did it work this time, and why didn't it work work the last 16?
Because now we finally have a general manager that can do something right.
Save it for the World Series because the teams that party the most get eliminated first.
All right. Now with me right now, Larry Griffin, you've been a fan since 1959. How sweet is it?
It's very sweet. I can't remember anything sweeter except maybe the 49ers' first victory, but it's wonderful that we have a winning team here now and we're going all the way.
You're not a fair weather Giants fan, are you?
No, I went to my first game at Seal Stadium in '59, so
All right.
I'm not a fair weather fan.
All right, and people behind me, Art, are you ready? Wait. Are you ready? What do you have to tell the Giants right now?
Keep it up.
And that's it. Fernando Shays and Abby Goldman. Back to you.
Thanks, Abby. Next time we'll put you in with the Lions and Tigers. You seem to be able to handle any kind of a situation. The Giants will return home Thursday night, and what a celebration. They'll get a welcome. There'll be an opening 3-game series against the Atlanta Braves Friday night at Candlestick Park. David?
Well, Dave, Giants fans may be celebrating.
See, that's where we are, home of the National League champion West. You got it, Jim, on the road in San Diego. We'll be back in sports, another clinching team tonight in baseball.
Okay, great game. Thanks a lot, Tom. Needless to say, Yermo standing by live at one of their favorite waiting spots. Hello, Emil.
As you can see, the next best thing to being in San Diego is being here in Pat O'Shea's, a sports bar in San Francisco. They went crazy when they saw the highlights just a second ago, and you can imagine how they reacted when it actually happened.
The big cheer when the Giants went ahead. Longtime fan Jeffrey Norman started celebrating.
Everybody in here has waited a long time. A lot of people that probably haven't been Giants fans so openly, but I've got a lot of friends that know that I've suffered a long time.
The night began early for diehard Giants fans, watching the Reds-Braves game. A Reds loss would have eliminated them and given the Giants a division championship. But the Reds, down 4-0 in the first, came back to win, and Giants fans like Patrick Copeland were forced to wait a little longer when the Giants played the Padres.
I think most fans would probably, and me included, would like for Cincinnati to win tonight so that the Giants would win their own game and so that we don't back into the whole thing.
The place definitely pepped up by game time. The Giants didn't disappoint. Fans had lots to cheer as the Giants
won themselves a division title. Heroes abounded for the disciples of Hum Baby in front of 30,000 at Jack Murphy Stadium. First hero of the day, Jeffrey Leonard right here. Leonard breaking it 1-all tie in the 4th inning with this 2-run homer to left, his 19th of the season. Giants were in front by 2 runs at this point. To their credit, the Padres certainly gave the Giants more than a challenge tonight. Tony Gwynn, the league's leading hitter, with a single here. That scores Gary Templeton. This game was again tied 3 runs apiece. Now enter the next Giant hero, pinch hitter Chili Davis. 5th inning, Chili, who's really walloped the ball the past month, delivers again. Solo shot to right, and it was a 4-3 Giants lead. But again, those pesky Padres come back. This is Benito Santiago, the soon-to-be Rookie of the Year, with a blooper. Misconnection here between Leonard and Davis. That ball drops in short left. That brings in the run, and once again, it's 4-all. That also brings us to the biggest hero of the night for the Giants. Relief pitcher Don Robinson, top of the 8th, score tied 4-all. Robinson delivers the game winner, a solo shot to left, and that puts the Giants in front. Finally, the magic moment with 2 out and a runner on in the bottom of the 9th inning. John Kruk flying out to deep left. Now, if this ball gets out, it's over and the Giants lose. However, this is 1987, and it is caught by Leonard. The long-awaited celebration begins. The Giants win the game, and they win the West. The players mob each other, and really there were plenty of Giant fans at Jack Murphy Stadium to share the moment with San Francisco. And as you might imagine, the clubhouse was a real zoo. The bubbly was flowing, and of course, so did the platitudes from veteran players who've waited so long, as well as the many newcomers to this new-look Giants team that's done so well.
And we are with Chili Clark. Come here, Will.
Hey, what's happening? We did it! That's not that right!
This year, the addition of Al Rose and Roger Craig, they knew exactly what they were doing. Never once said we couldn't win. Always told us we're going to win it, we're going to win it. That's exactly what we did.
Feels great. You know, I haven't went through this since 1979 with the Pirates, and what I'm really happy about is the guys that has never went through this and has been in the Giant organization for so long. Al Rosen, Bob Lurie, Roger Craig, and they deserve it. They built the ball club, they won it.
Meanwhile, in far less important game,
the drought of the Giants is over. They are Western Division champions. More than 30,000 fans in Jack Murphy Stadium saw the Giants win a division title on the same field they won 16 years ago. Pinch hitter Jeffrey Leonard gave the Giants a 3-1 lead in the fourth with his 2-run homer off former A's pitcher Dave Leeper. But the Pods got 2 back in the bottom half of the inning. The Giants got another pinch hit homer in the following inning. Chili Davis takes his ex-teammate and namesake Mark Davis the other way here. Home run number 23 for Chili. The Pods tied the game again, though, in the 7th. So it was up to winner Don Robinson to do it himself in the 8th. He rips Lance McCullers' pitch over the wall and left. His first homer as a Giant, and one that will be remembered for a long, long time. Robinson gave up only 1 run in his 5 innings of relief. John Kruk flies to Jeffrey Leonard to end the game, and in 16 years of frustration for the Giants, to win it by a final score of 5-4. Rick Kwan spent the evening in San Diego. He now has this report from Jack Murphy Stadium. Rick.
Well, the game's been over for about 40 minutes now, but you can still hear celebrating coming from the Giants locker room, and good reason why. It's their first divisional title in 16 years. Of course, we were in the locker room talking to the players and the coaches. We talked to manager Roger Craig, and he told us even though the Giants were 5 games out in August, there was no doubt that the Giants would come back and take the title.
We always won the big crucial games when we had to, like tonight. We saw that Cincinnati won again, and people saying, well, anything can happen. But we came out smoking and played like champions, and we are the champions.
It feels fantastic. After 2 years ago, you know, we lost 100 games. I mean, right here now, fantastic.
All right, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
2 years ago, the Giants lost 100 games, and now you're champions.
That's right. Well, under the right leadership and the right makeup, you can do it. These guys wanted to do it. Al Rose and Roger Craig put the right ingredients together.
How does it feel?
It feels fantastic. I'll tell you, it's better than I even thought. It's super. I haven't had to taste it. It feels all right. It's wet, I'll tell you that.
There, hopefully you can see some of the celebrating that went on tonight. It's kind of ironic. The Giants last won their title, divisional title, in 1971, and they did it right here in San Diego. Of course, we'll have more on the story tomorrow at 6 o'clock. The Giants celebrate their first divisional title in 16 years. Back to you, Joe.
All right, thank you, Rick, and obviously some people who've waited a long time for that celebration. The Giants had to win tonight because the Reds had beaten the Braves 6-5. The Mets pulled it within 2 games. Homer here to tie the game in the 4th. He singled home the go-ahead run in the 8th. The Rangers had the potential tying run at the plate with 1 out in the 9th, but Lombardozzi turns Gino Peralti's blooper into a game-ending and division-clinching double play. Former Giant Juan Berenguer got the win to wrap up Minnesota's first title since 1970. The Twins Stanisic with an
baseball, not football. Will Clark's pair of home runs brought the fans to their feet at the stick. Over 51,000 fans showed up today. That sets a new franchise season record for the LA West champions.
Coming up next, Joe Fonzie will have the details on that and all the rest of the sports. Stay with us.
An unlikely week with a 1-0 win over Toronto, which was good for a division championship. Toronto had a 3.5 game lead over the Tigers with a week to play, but ended the season by losing 7 straight. Today's game was another pitching battle, this time between Jimmy Key of Toronto and Frank Tanana of Detroit. It was a battle Tanana would win. Larry Herndon produced the game's only run in the 2nd inning when he lifted a key pitch to deep left. George Bell goes to the wall, but the ball just gets out. Just the 9th home run of the year for the former Giant, Herndon. Tanana was just a little better than Key, giving up only 6 hits and going the distance for a shutout. In the 8th, he gets out of a 1st and 3rd situation with 2 outs as Jesse Barfield hits a chopper back to the mound, and Tanana throws him out. Now we're in the 9th as Garth Orge is the last hope for the Blue Jays. Tanana throws him out as well, and the Tigers have their 2nd division championship in the last 4 years. One of the great final week comebacks by a team as Detroit now opens the American League Championship Series on Wednesday in Minnesota. The A's ended a disappointing final month of the season with another disappointing finish, losing again to the Chicago White Sox today by the score of 5-2. Chicago, on the other hand, after a miserable first half of the season, finished by winning 17 of its last 21. Ron Hasse with a drive to deep center that finds its way out of the park for a two-run homer. With the win today, the White Sox managed to avoid the AL West cellar. The high point of the day for the A's was Reggie Jackson, making the final appearance of his 21-year career. After a standing ovation from the Comiskey Park fans, Reggie stepped up to the plate, and watch this. Shatters his bat in half, but gets a base hit up the middle. Reggie also doubled earlier. The A's finished the season at an even 500 in third place, 4 games off the lead. The Giants used their final tune-up before Tuesday's playoff game with St. Louis to set a team home run record. A crowd of 51,000 plus also added to the attendance record of more than 1.9 million for the season at Candlestick. The Giants hit 4 homers in a 5-4 win over Atlanta, and Will Clark had 2 of them. Clark hit a 2-run shot in the first and this solo blast in the third to put the Giants on top 3-0. That's 35 homers on the year for Clark, the most by a Giant since Bobby Bonds hit 39 in 1973. Atlanta got 3 in the 4th and 1 in the 6th to go on top, but in the bottom of the 6th, Chili Davis tied the game with his 24th homer, an ongoing career high. The game was tied 4-4 until the 10th. Bob Brenly led off that inning against Jim Acker and hit a towering drive to left that won the game and capped a regular season that captured the imagination of the Bay Area fans. That's 205 home runs on the season for the Giants, breaking the San Francisco record of 204 set by the 1962 team. Bob Brenly was one of the Giant heroes today, but he said this game was just like it's been all season long.
Whenever our backs are against the wall or we've absolutely hit rock bottom, we find a way to rebound and get back in the ball game. Somebody hit a big home run or make a big defensive play or a pitcher throw a complete game. It's been something different every ball game, and I guess today was my turn to have the sunshine on my behind, so I'll take it.
So it's on to St. Louis, where Rick Russell will start for the Giants on Tuesday against Danny Cox. One other baseball note today, Boston's Roger Clemens threw a 2-hit shutout in Milwaukee in a 4-0 win. On passes, this one a team record 82-yarder to Mike Waters. Under 30,000 attended at the Superdome. In Washington, the NFL's longest home sellout streak came to an end. Anthony Allen catches this touchdown pass from Ed Rubert in a 28-21 win over St. Louis. Allen set a team record for receiving yardage. Dallas was the 38-24 winner over the Jets. Former Fresno State quarterback Kevin Sweeney got another chance after being cut by the Cowboys in training camp. This is one of 2 touchdown passes he threw to Kelvin Edwards. Just 4,000 fans in Philadelphia to see the Bears pound the Eagles 35-3. Mike Honesey beats a blitz and hits Glenn Kozlowski on this score. And the Raiders are now 3-0 after a 35-17 win over Kansas City. Vince Evans, National League Championship Series against the St. Louis Cardinals. The 1987 version of the Giants is truly one of the great turnarounds in baseball history. As the Giants worked out today at Busch Stadium, the horrors of 1985's 100-loss disaster seemed like ages ago. But it was only 2 seasons past that people named Racich, Trio, and LeMaster were playing positions manned today by Uribe, Thompson, and Clark. Many of the people who were with the team in '85 are still here, but the attitude...
Look at the attitude that we had when we took the field. More often than not, we were beat before we walked out of the clubhouse.
The 2 people most credited with changing the Giants from a bunch of individuals going through the motions to a division-winning team are Al Rosen and Roger Craig. Hired at the end of the 1985
Bank will treat you with respect, concern, and understanding. But don't worry, you'll get used to it. And by MaxiCare Health Plan.
1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. A little looper to left field. Back to the wall is Jeffrey Leonard, and let the celebration begin.
It's great. I've been waiting a long time. Woo, we did it. Yes, sir.
The biggest thing is gratification. You bust your ass, you work hard all year long, and sometimes things don't work out, but tonight they did.
I'll tell you what, when the chips are down, you got to credit all the guys that came in and did the job. That's exactly what we got to keep doing to win it all.
We got a strong bench. We got a very well-balanced club. We got good pitching, and we're going to win.
I waited a long time for this. And 2 years ago, when Roger Craig stepped into spring training in '86, he said, fellas, we're going to be world champs someday. And I believe him. We're going to be world champs. I'm so happy San Francisco. Enjoy it, because it's only going to get better.
Was the excitement a week ago as the Giants nailed down the Western Division title. Now the regular season is drawn to a close. Tomorrow the playoffs. Hi again, everybody. I'm Mike Barry, and in the next half hour, we're going to look back at a super Giant season, plus take a look at tomorrow's start of the National League Championship Series in St. Louis. We'll rekindle some old memories and set the stage for more to come.
The Giants closed out their regular season Sunday, bringing their attendance to a record 1,917,000 plus. And they put themselves in the record book for home runs in a single season. Will Clark belted 2, Chili Davis hit 1, and with the game tied 4-4 in the last of the 10th inning, Bob Brenly crunched the game winner, the Giants' 205th homer as a team, and that's a record. Their 90 wins ties the 1971 Giants.
The architect of this hum baby season, none other than manager Roger Craig. Now, Roger, a lot of people are calling this a miracle season. The first win, I guess, the first title since '71, but it's really no miracle. It's been a lot of hard work.
It has been a lot of hard work, but it's been a lot of fun. It just seemed like last week we was in spring training talking. But, you know, you got to give a lot of credit to Al Rosa and Bob Lurie. You know, Al just went out and made some great trades. And
Roger, you really had to juggle your lineup. You had so many players in there. How did you keep everybody happy?
Well, I don't think I kept everybody happy because I don't want to keep everybody happy. I want the guys sitting on the bench. I want them to want to play. And just like now going into the playoffs, a lot of guys are going to want to start. But whoever I start, we're going to have a real strong bench. And our bench is really a big key as to what happened this year and one of the big reasons why we're here.
What will it take for you to beat St. Louis?
A lot of runs. No, they've got great speed. You know, we've got to keep them off the bases. And although our catchers throw people out better than anybody in the league, they still have outstanding speed. We've got a little bit more power. The pitching's about the same, I would think, right now. But Whitey's a great manager. They've been there before, but we've done this in 2 years, so we're not inexperienced and we're not afraid, and it should be a great matchup.
But you are playoff inexperienced. These players are. What will you do to instill the confidence and keep that level of confidence that's carried them through the division title?
Well, I think over the 2 years I've been here, and they know that I've been in 5 World Series and I had 4 rings, and they know that guys like my coaches, we've had the experience and we've trained them. They're ready for it, and we've talked to them, and I don't think it's going to really be they're not going to be awed by what's going on tomorrow and Wednesday, Tuesday and Wednesday and the rest of the playoffs and World Series, because they're ready, they're trained, they know they can beat anybody.
Roger, personally, what has this season meant to you so far?
It's been a hum baby season. You know, it's been a lot of things. You know, I had a grandson the other day. Today we clinched it. I've built a new log cabin home in the mountains, which I can't wait to go and see. My son's building it for me. But I think this season has probably been the most gratifying season I've had in a long time, maybe ever, you know, because I'm the manager, and it's a different feeling as a manager than as a player or a coach.
You felt in spring training, you still feel now you can go all the way?
I sure do. You know, we got this far. We're going to get better from here on in.
The Giants in '87 had a season with peaks and valleys. Now, they knew going in that the Reds and the Astros were the teams to beat. But as you look back at the season, even back to spring training, even then, Roger Craig was a believer.
If we stay healthy, we'll be right in there when it's all over. Nobody's going to run away with this thing, unless it's the Giants.
Quite a boast for a team that lost 100 games in 1985. But Craig elevated the Giants to 83-79 in 1986, and his positive attitude and solid fundamentals led to supreme optimism as spring training opened in Arizona. The Giants tore up the Cactus League, leading the circuit with a 20-9 exhibition record. Craig opened the '87 season with a team of young pitchers, young infielders, and veteran outfielders. Opening day, April 6th, 52,000 believers jam Candlestick, and Candy Maldonado sets the tone, driving in 2 runs as the Giants beat the Padres 4-3 in 12 innings. The Giants reeled off 5 straight wins and hovered at or near first place, finishing April with a 16-7 record. Jeffrey Leonard, the early season leader. Early in May, third baseman Chris Brown suffers a broken jaw. 17-year veteran Chris Spire jumps into the lineup and promptly belts 2 grand slams within 1 week. Candy Maldonado dominates the St. Louis Cardinals on the 4th of May, hitting for the cycle, a single, a double, a triple, and a home run. Bob Brenly, called on to pinch hit against the Cardinals, hits a 3-run homer, but the Giants wind up the month of May with an 11-15 mark. The June swoon saw the Giants mired in a 6-game losing streak. They snapped the skid June 19th with a late rally against the Padres. Candy Maldonado, tearing up the league, suffers a broken finger in late June and misses 6 weeks. Harry Spillman fills in, belts a tape measure 3-run homer to beat the Astros, winding up June 11 and 16. Giants ace Mike Krukow, a 20-game winner last season, struggles in the early going, but Atlee Hammaker picks up some of the slack. But they needed an outrageous loss to ignite the fire.
The Astros win it 6-5. They sweep the series.
Turn back the clock to the 5th of August. In Houston, the Astrodome. Umpire Dutch Rennert rules that Chili Davis did not make a clean catch on this ball. Replays in our close-up still frames showed Davis did in fact make a clean catch. The bad call gave the Astros a 3-game sweep, bouncing the Giants 5 games off the pace. It was the low point of the season. Then, just when it looked like the Giants' chances were over, when it looked like their spirits were shattered, something incredible happened. The Giants returned to Candlestick and immediately reeled off 4 straight wins over first-place Cincinnati. Suddenly, the Giants were just 1 game out and back in the race. It was the turning point of the season. They took 3 out of 4 from the Astros. Sweet revenge. And 2 out of 3 from the Dodgers, winding up a 9-2 homestand before 52,000 fans August 16th and tied for first place. Key players down the stretch: Will Clark hitting the long ball, topping the 30-homer mark, twice named National League Player of the Week. Kevin Mitchell becomes an immediate sensation, hitting over 300 in a Giants uniform, playing hurt and playing hard. Perhaps the biggest surprise of the year, Mike Aldretti, the Stanford grad, fills in everywhere, hitting for average and displaying incredible skills in the outfield. Even little Jose Uribe has his moment in the spotlight as the Giants push their winning streak to 7 games in September and leave the rest of the West in the dust.
1987, a hum-baby season for sure. Now, when we come back, we're going to show you how the Giants did all that wheeling and dealing off the field in the front office to bring you the first Western Division title since 1971. The Giants, the best in the West. When the season got underway last April, players like Dave Dravecki and Craig Lefferts and Kevin Mitchell, they were San Diego Padres. Don Robinson, Rick Russell, they were Pittsburgh Pirates. But Al Rosen went to work, got on the phone, wheeling and dealing, and before it was all over, they were members of this Giants team, and very important members to be sure. Now Don Sanchez has a report on how it all fell into place.
They celebrate the division title. They got here with the talent of the players, the management expertise of Roger Craig, but this is really one man's team, a team built on trades. The architect of the team, Al Rosen.
I think that there's a time that you have to assess your club and make a determination as what is important now, and can I win now if I make the right move? Is my club good enough to go right down to the wire? If it's good enough to go down the wire, what can I do to make that an easier road? It was very evident to me that pitching was going to be and I've always felt that way. It's not just evident this year because pitching has always been the name of the game.
Acquisition Al, they call him. Consider, just 12 of the 25 players on the playoff roster were here BR. That's before Rosen. He's made deals then for 13 players. 1985, a trade with the Dodgers. They get Alex Trevino. The Giants obtain Candy Maldonado. We know who got the advantage there. Chris Spire was a free agent in 1986. Rosen brought him back. Homecoming. He played here from 1971 to 77. But it was this year Rosen made the big moves.
I thought that in order for us to win it all, we would have to do something dramatic. And the San Diego deal was the counterpart to doing the dramatic. Because without making that deal, I think our club would have been a contending ball club and a good ball club, but I'm not sure they would have won.
It was the 4th of July, and you bet it was dramatic. 4 players to the Padres in exchange for lefty Dave Dravecki, Craig Lefferts, and Kevin Mitchell. What a bonanza. Dravecki pitched in the Padres' 1984 World Series.
This staff right now, at this point in time, is a better pitching staff. In '84, that was the key to our success, was our pitching staff, and I think you can say the same thing for this ball club as well as the defense that we've seen. But you know, going down the stretch and into the playoffs in the World Series, barring any injuries, I think we're going to have a stronger staff than I was a part of in 1984.
Mitchell found new life at third base. Sharp fielding, a tough hitter.
We're more relaxed, and you know, Roger Craig has been a big help for me, and Jose Morales been giving me a lot of confidence here. So you know, I feel good every time I go out there.
But Rosen wasn't finished pitching the key. He makes deals with Pittsburgh in 2 separate transactions. He gets Don Robinson and Rick Russell. Russell, who'd been tossed around the league, but he was the veteran they needed to make the final push.
I soon learned that in order to get Russell, I'd have to give them Jeff Robinson. I tried other players, other pitchers. I finally called Sid back, and this was when I was in Montreal, and I said, Sid, it's going to take Jeff Robinson to get him, isn't it? He said, yes. And I said, you've got a deal.
We really don't have anybody what you call outstanding arms here, but we've guys that go out there and do a job every time out.
And there they are, the team that Al built, all poised now to slide down the arch in St. Louis and right into the World Series.
Still another key ingredient to the Giants championship season, the play of the infield, the kitty core. It's one of the youngest in baseball, and some think it may be the best. Here's Mark Gibson.
The 0-2 offering, and it is gone!
Will Clark may be the best known of the Giants' young players, and Clark may have the most impressive numbers this year. But Roger Craig's kitty core as a whole has blasted almost 70 homers and driven in nearly 250 runs in San Francisco's march to the pennant.
Mike Aldrete is hitting .330 and just done a magnificent job with all the injuries we've had. Uribe is still young, the best shortstop in the league. Robbie Thompson.
No, they went with the youth last year, keeping myself and Will, and Aldrete came up and on. Where would we be right now without Aldrete? Taking, like you say, when Hack was hurt and a few of the other guys weren't playing, or Mike's been in there, Mike's young, Kevin Mitchell, whole infield's young, and that only means one thing, and that's a bright future ahead of us. Look what we've done this year. I feel we've done an outstanding job, turning double plays and what have you, and doing the job. So I think the young guys have definitely contributed this year to leading us to this, hopefully to this pennant.
Now, on any job, you'll always find that one person who exemplifies what the work ethic is all about. Well, the Giants have such a young player.
Robbie Thompson is a very quiet leader. You never hear him in the clubhouse. But he has a lot of inner strength, and the players respect him a lot. Right now, I would say he's a little bit above Will.
I'm a fundamentally sound player. I don't think I'm flashy or what have you, but I get the job done. I think that comes with a lot of hard work and determination to make up for some of the talent that some of the other guys got over me.
How have the older players helped you?
Great. You know, these guys have been around. They've been around the block a few times, and, you know, anytime you got a question about a certain situation or what have you, I tell you the guy I go to is Chris Spire. He's been around for 17 years, and he's the man that I go to for any kind of an answer.
It's great. Been waiting a long time. Woo, we did it. Yes, sir.
Oh, they're a hang-loose group, those Giant youngsters, and they're poised and ready to make an even louder noise in the playoffs. No sophomore jinx for you this year.
I wish I had some wood to knock on. I can't speak too soon. We're not finished yet, but so far so good. I think for all the young players in the sophomore year this year, everybody's having a fine season, and I think at the beginning of the season, everybody kind of put that behind them and didn't even want to think about it.
Mark Gibson, Channel 7 Sports.
So there you have it, a look at just a few of the key players you'll be seeing in action tomorrow when the National League Championship Series gets underway in St. Louis. How do the Giants and Cards stack up? We'll take a look when the Hum Baby Giants Best in the West continues. Welcome back to the Hum Baby Giants Best in the West. We continue now with a look at the matchups. I think it all boils down to Giants power in pitching against Cardinals speed.
The Giants' power punch begins at first base. Will Clark, first Giant to hit 35 homers since Bobby Bonds in 1973. The Cards have a Clark of their own at first. Former Giant Jack, also sporting 35 homers, but nursing a sore ankle that will reduce him to pinch hitting. Dan Dreesen will get the start. At second base, Robbie Thompson, healthy, a slick fielder, clutch hitter. The Cards go with veteran Tommy Herr, a switch hitter, solid fielder. At shortstop, Jose Uribe has shaken off nagging early season injuries and is playoff ready. The Cards are led at short by the Wizard of Oz, Ozzie Smith, the best shortstop in the National League. Over at third base, Kevin Mitchell is in the playoffs for the second straight year, but with a new team, hitting over .340 the last 50 games for the Giants. The Cards have Terry Pendleton, an excellent year, solid fielder, switch hitter. The Giants are overloaded with talent in the outfield. Jeffrey Leonard and the versatile Mike Aldrete could share time in left. Speedy Vince Coleman roams left for St. Louis, leading the majors in stolen bases. In center field, Chili Davis and Eddie Milner will share duty. Talk about hot chili. Davis has sizzled the last month of the season. Willie McGee, the Richmond product, covers center like a glove for St. Louis. Over in right, the Candy Man. The Giants are 37-17 since reactivating Candy August 7th. The Cards have a question mark in right field. They've played 8 men there this year. Behind the plate, the veteran Bob Brenly. Solid, smart, coming off that game-winning homer at season's end. Tony Pena backstops the Cards, another solid defensive catcher. The all-important pitching rotation looks like this for the Giants. Ruschel, Dravecki, Hamaker, Krukow, with Don Robinson anchoring the bullpen. Ruschel and Dravecki will start the first 2 games in St. Louis. The Cardinals go with Danny Cox, John Tudor, Joe McGrain, and Greg Matthews. Ace Todd Worrell anchoring the relievers. Whitey Herzog hopes he has something to shout about. His 4th trip to the playoffs in 7 years. Roger Craig in the playoffs for the first time as a manager. But remember, he was the Tigers pitching coach when they won the World Series in 1984.
There you have it, a look at the matchups. Giants players, fans, managers, everybody around these parts hoping that they got the horses to take them all the way to the World Series. Do you remember the last time the Giants were in a World Series? 25 years ago? Here's Don Sanchez with some memories.
When the Giants come to town, it's bye-bye, baby.
It was the era of Say Hey, Bye Bye Baby, and World Series. The 1962 Giants, they took the pennant in a manner which still defies belief, and they almost won the World Series. It was a team which produced 3 Hall of Famers, Willie Mays, Willie McCovey, and Juan Marichal. They won 103 games that year.
It was a real good ball club, and it was going to take a ball club that played 162 games to beat us.
62 was a year, too, when I think a lot of people had their career years, in that they established themselves as Major League ball players, but I don't know if they went on to have any greater years than what they had that particular year.
With 7 games to go in the season, they were 4 games back.
And we won our 4 games, and the Dodgers lost their 3, and we tied.
0-1 pitch. Mays hits one a long way. Hit it!
The Giants took a win over the Dodgers in a 3-game playoff.
Here's the pitch. A line drive to center. This could be it. Mays waiting. He's got it. The Giants win the pennant.
The Giants win the pennant. Nearly 100,000 fans jam San Francisco Airport to cheer their heroes. The plane almost landed at Oakland, but it didn't. The Giants were going to the World Series. The series stretched out to 13 days, down to that fateful 7th game. 9th inning. Yankees lead 1-0. 2 out. Mays doubles to right. Matty Alou advances to 3rd. Mays is the winning run, and Willie McCovey comes to bat.
It was a pitch that I probably could have and would have hit out of the ballpark if I wasn't thinking that they was going to pitch around me. And just from reaction and reflexes, I swung and I hit it as good as I could possibly hit it. And like I say, it was just right at Richardson.
And that was it. Well, that was then, and this is now. Are the 87 Hum Babies the heirs apparent?
They have a combination of speed and good hitting. And I like the ball club. I think it's got a good chance to go all the way.
They're all trying to, help each other out. Last year, they was trying to fill each other out, and I think going from last place to 3rd place, it was a plus for them, and hopefully, they might go all the way.
Giants, the best in the West. More than 1,900,000 fans jam Candlestick Park this year. They are as much a part of this team as the players. Did you ever think it would go this far?
All the way. From the very first day of spring training, Roger Craig, hum, baby.
They've got a chance to go to the World Series.
Oh, absolutely. First, we're going to kill those Cardinals, then we're going to wipe out Detroit.
How long have you been in love with the Giants?
Well, since about 1962 and before, since the World Series was held here.
25 years ago, the World Series. They've got a chance to go again. Did you ever think it'd come to this?
Oh, I do. I did last year. I think Roger was such a wonderful manager last year, and I think these guys really deserve what they're going through right now. They've given us a lot of good baseball, and I love them all.
All right. What do I think? I'll tell you, I see no reason to differ with the super optimism of all these fans. I like the Giants' power in pitching. And I think if there's a variable here, it's going to be Roger Craig. He's never managed in a playoff, but I like this guy. He's a sly, wily old fox. I think he'll keep that confidence level up all season long. Do you believe we could be talking about the World Series? First time in 25 years. Right now, it's on to St. Louis. We'll be with the Giants every step of the way. Thanks for tuning in, folks. So long, everybody.
The Hum Baby Giants, the best in the West, has been brought to you by your neighborhood AM/PM Mini Market, the home of the great-tasting 2 for 99-cent hamburgers. By Acura, Legend, Coupe, and Integra, precision-crafted automobiles exclusively at your Bay Area Acura dealers. By First Nationwide Bank, who treat you with respect, concern, and understanding. But don't worry, you'll get used to it. And by MaxiCare Health Plan.
Ground ball to second. There's one. There's the record.
Oh, there's a line drive, left field. Aldretti. He got it.
Fastball hit high in the air and deep in the right center field. Back to the fence. Second home run of the ball game for Candy Maldonado.
Fly ball left field. Back goes Reynolds to the warning track to the wall. It's gone. The 8.
Baby, come baby. It's gonna be fun. Yeah. Gotta say, baby, when you see these Giants film, baby, when you watch them play, baby.
Here comes Jones, rounding the bag and Zimmer sending him. Here comes the throw, and he's going to be safe at home plate. Giants win.
One strike to Will Clark. Fastball, and it's all over.
Thing these days, they spent the day working out at Bush Memorial Stadium in St. Louis before the watchful eye of our sports director, Gary Park, who has this report.
After a grueling 162-game schedule, capped by a run of 10 games in 10 days in 4 cities on both sides of the country, the last thing the Giants needed was an afternoon workout today at Busch Stadium. Still, for most of them, it's their first crack at postseason play. They'd have come straight to the ballpark from the airport at 1 o'clock this morning, if somebody had asked them to. Even for those who have been here before, this one seems to mean more. Maybe because they had so much to do with getting the Giants into the playoffs.
I looked at that ball club, and it was my first year, and I figured, heck, we're going to be here all the time.
I told some of the guys on the ball club that had never been here before what to expect, and it's just like it was in '79. Al Rosen got me.